Hollywood is the place where many people come to accomplish their dreams. That, of course, doesn't apply just to actors and actresses, but also to filmmakers, people from all over the world who have stories to tell, and they find this place to be the best for them to tell them. In today's episode, you're gonna meet some of them.
Stefan Apostolov is a model, an actor, a filmmaker, and his company Zonia is doing online marketing for videos on all kinds of subjects. He has just released his debut short film, and some of the videos he produces on healthy lifestyle have reached millions of views.
We're gonna speak in a couple of languages. In English, in Bulgarian.
Yes, in Italian maybe if you want.
In Italian.
Just a little bit.
A little bit of Spanish.
A little bit Spanish. Spanish, I don't speak Spanish, but...
So, how would you introduce yourself? Apart from the fact that your name is Stefan, obviously, but you do a lot of things.
Yeah, my name is Stefan, born and raised in Bulgaria. I've been here for 10 years in the States, 5 years in Los Angeles. I came here for school actually. I got a full scholarship, so I studied for 4 years theater. And then after then I moved to New York, stayed there for a little bit. I was trying some modeling, booked some gigs there. And then I went to Cape Town for like 3 months in 2013, that's where I shot some commercials for like some top brands. And I had to go back to the States to renew my visa. And then after I got my new visa, then I moved to LA. So I've been here for 5 years. And yeah, it's been quite a long journey.
Adventure.
Yeah.
You do a lot of different projects. One of which is dedicated, it's a series of videos dedicated to healthy lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more about that.
Well, first, I come from a family with doctors. My mom is one of the top dermatologists in Bulgaria. My dad is a doctor. My cousin is a doctor. My grandfather was a doctor. So pretty much, I have a big passion of for healthy lifestyle. And my parents, they're like amazing. They raised us in a very healthy environment. So that's how the whole kind of thing started. My passion. So I wrote a system called Awaken Your Healthy Genes in 2013. And then slowly I started to kind of learn how it works, the whole online, marketing thing. So, because, one thing is things and you want to go and get out there, but the other thing is to promote yourself, to learn how to get your name out there, how to get your people to download your book or to buy your book. So yeah, it took me a while to learn, and then slowly at the same time I was getting into filmmaking. I shot my first film. I bought a drone and I shot a film about my hometown in 2013. Actually, I was one of the first ones in my hometown to kind of use a drone there. So it was a big attraction to get this flying thing in the air. So pretty much, yeah, I shot the film in 2014. It got viral over YouTube, because people they're very, they're patriots, and all of a sudden we have this beautiful film about the hometown. So that's my first viral project. And then from then on, I started learning how to incorporate now in the healthy lifestyle world. So I use the filmmaking stuff, I use some marketing stuff, and start brainstorming, coming up with these interesting scripts. usually like one take, one shot kind of scripts, and then
Very cool.
yeah, and then put it out there, and becomes viral.
And then they have millions of views.
Yeah, some of them has like, well, the first video got 16 million views. Second one got about 12 million views. So.
Големия проект, който правиш последните 4 години, който всъщност сега ще види бял свят.
Който ми взе живота. Значи става въпрос за филм за България, който се казва България в 4 сезона. Това е българското име. На английски го казваме Life in 4 Seasons, който е живот в 4 сезона. Тъй като филма е много така, той е филм за България, показваме най-уникалните красиви кътчета на България. Това е хубавото на този проект, че се обединихме с над 3000 човека в България да го направим филма. 2016-та снимахме филма за 5 месеца. Това е късометражен филм, става въпрос за едно малко момченце, което има много голямо препятствие в началото на филма и много го е страх. Нали? Няма да издавам целия сюжет, но много го е страх, иска да преодолее страха си и се затваря очите. И вика за помощ дядо си, който е починал 4 месеца преди това. И са имали много силна връзка и тогава чуваме дялото гласа, който му преговаря в главата му и той си отваря очите и вече преди 5000 години преди Христа в една тракийска гробница и оттам започва цялото приключение, как той преминава през отделни периоди от историята на България, от миналото, от настоящето, среща с Кирил и Методий, с Нестинарката, с кукерите, с Розобера, скача от Балдиновата кула в Царевец, среща с Левски, Питката на Шипка, гладиатори се бият в Пловдив на Етничен театър.
Сложно,
Да.
Много неща
Много неща и успяхме и той е много динамичен. Като примерно да го гледаш, минава наистина много бързо, но така искаме на един дъх да си изгледа целият филм. Така че филма ще има версии на английски, на български, вече са готови, на испански, на мандарин, на японски, на френски, може би немски, италиански. Искаме да пуснем всички версии по едно и също време, в един и същ ден, по социалните мрежи, като предварително трябва да сме се свързали с много компании, такива Facebook страници, които може да го споделят, да имаме тяхната подкрепа и като го пустим на един ден, идеята е да достигнем до 1 милиард човека. Това да бъде един голям така бум. Никой не е правил нищо такова, не само за България, говоря за други страни, такъв тип проект, такава идея. Сега не знам дали ще стане, точно така си го представям, но това е идеята и се надяваме, че може да стане.
Колко си амбициозен и колко различни неща правиш. Какво искаш за бъдеще? Каква ти е основната цел? Какво искаш да направиш? Искаш да направиш фичър филм, искаш да продължиш да правиш вайрал видео в интернет, искаш
по принцип,
от живота?
Да. По принцип аз правя това, което наистина ми идва от сърце. Аз никога нямам нещо да хванам проект, който не ми доставя удоволствие, тъй като живеем в едно време, където screen time, нали, е нарастващ проблем, нали, според мен, и хората имат нужда малко да се отдръпнат от екрана и да просто да имат повече истински човешки преживявания, повече този connection, който го имаме сега с теб. Нали? Това е също една от мисиите на филма.
Marco Ristori is an Italian filmmaker who has done a few titles in his home country and is on the way to have his first Hollywood production, the drama Wreckage, starring the actor from Twilight Gigandet in the main role.
You are an example of somebody from Europe.
Yeah.
Who is
From Italy.
from Italy.
Yeah.
Who is working in show business, who is making movies and is transitioning to the big films in
Yeah.
Hollywood. But tell me a little bit more about your beginning.
Well, I did my first movie, it was 10 years ago. It looks like yesterday or 100 years ago, I'm not sure. I did this small horror zombie movie in Italy, but I'm not sure if I've been lucky or what, but I got an interest from a very big German-Canadian distributor and producer, Uwe Boll, He's famous from the
famous.
from the video game adaptation. So he, I don't know. I think he liked us, and he liked the movie. So he said, "Okay, I can sell this movie worldwide." And we say, "Yes, please." And he did it, and the movie was kind of a success. So after a few weeks, he just sent me an email and say, "Okay, I just want to produce your next movies." And we did.
Just like that?
Yeah, just like that. Then we did 7 movies together in 7 years, 8
Wow.
years. Yeah.
Were they all horror?
Yes, horror and period action set in the Middle Ages, which is my favorite. But we made more success with the Zombie Massacre saga, Zombie Massacre 1 and Zombie Massacre 2. Zombie Massacre, so it's not art house,
Yeah.
but it's fun, fun action zombie thing
Yeah.
with American and English actors. So I had a lot of fun. But now I need, fresh air, and this is why I'm trying to, to do the big step.
Yeah, what is the fresh air?
I'm working now with a little studio film, Alexa Meloki and Alexandra Yakovlev, because I was looking for somebody in the United States who could, understand who I am, and I found these 2 beautiful ladies, and we are working on few movies to be done in the United States. Comedies, action, drama, so it's something new. I just want to, step away from horror for a while.
Would you ever permanently replace Italy with Los Angeles? As in, go there to be there, or you would like to?
I love Los Angeles. I go there as often as I can, but I'm Italian, so roots are important. My family is there. So I would love to split my life between Italy and the United States. I would love to do that, like 3 months here, 3 months there, and that's it. But I'm not sure I could move there forever. And I've been to Los Angeles a lot of times, but every time it's like the first time, and I feel it's not completely real. So you live in another dimension, which for me is it's too much. I love it, but it's like being in a Disneyland all the time.
What do you use as your, I guess, inspiration, for like a better word? Like, what do you use for your inspiration on a daily basis? Like,
I watch a lot of movies, always, but it's one weird thing I always do, especially when I'm traveling all by myself. I watch people. So I like to imagine what they say. Even if I see a couple, 100 meters away, they are talking. Maybe they are talking about, dinner. But I imagine they are talking about, alien invasion. Who knows? It's something that keeps your mind alive, and you imagine stories. So you see people and say, okay, this could be an option of their lives.
Yeah.
And it's fun. I never write down anything. So I should start. Yeah.
yeah, you should.
But I'm lazy. So maybe I lost a lot of good ideas, or maybe no.
Maybe the class will come back. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Based on a true story.
The driver was a male.
Jesus Nebot is a Spanish actor, director and producer who has been living in LA for years. Dedicated to social causes both professionally and personally, Jesus creates films to raise awareness on important topics, and he supports causes for a better world.
Please.
We're gonna play a game, okay?
I have a lot of questions for you. Hi.
Hi, how are you, Stani?
I am very happy that we are here. Before we speak about your current projects, let's go back a little bit in time. You are originally from Spain.
I am.
How did your relationship with cinema begin in the first place?
Wow, I love that question, and it's one that I can expand, but I'll try to give you a short version of it. So I actually wanted to, quite frankly, work as a ambassador, maybe for United Nations. I've been always very inclined to work on social justice in a way. But what happened in Spain is that at the time when I had to go to the university, it was mandatory to do the military service. And it didn't make sense because As I told you, as someone that fights for social justice, peace is important to me. So I don't believe that our neighbors are dangerous and we have to defend ourselves from them.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense for me to join the military. And that kind of became a hurdle for me to pursue my initial career. So then I thought, what is it I can do in life? And at that time, I was really interested in spirituality. And I look at the life of all the spiritual masters from all walks of life. I'm talking about Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Krishna, you name it. And I realized that they were all storytellers, that they all used the power of storytelling to convey the wisdom that would allow us to evolve as human beings and become as loving as we can to one another.
You also have the right name for that.
And truly having the name helps for me to be aware of that consciousness. And so I said, I thought to myself, well, if Jesus, historical figure, would be alive nowadays, he would probably be a filmmaker, because there is no more powerful way to tell a story nowadays than through film.
Wow. And when did you move to the States?
So I moved here back in 1996. So it's been now more than 20 years. And at the time, I had worked extensively in Venezuela. I was actually hired to do what you would call telenovelas or soap operas.
Cool.
They were very popular
all over the world.
at the time, before the crisis that we have right now in Venezuela. And I was working as an actor. And it was an opportunity for me to give myself the chance to move forward in my career. Antonio Banderas from Spain, you may know him, at the time was quite popular here. So I thought, I want to direct, I want to write, I want to produce. Let me follow his footsteps. And that's how I came here, kind of out of the blue.
Which one was your first big project in the States?
So the first big one is Not Turning Back. And that's a film where I was involved as writer, director, producer, and actor. And it is a feature film. And it's a feature film that has won a lot of awards and that has been distributed in different countries. I don't know about Bulgaria, but I know it's been purchased maybe 80 countries. At the same time, I did this as an independent filmmaker. And very soon I realized that when you make films that are not commercially viable, you do need to have funding. And therefore, I took a break in my filmmaking career to look for a profession that would allow me to have the necessary, comfort in my own life, and also to bring the necessary funding to do the projects that are close to my heart.
Yeah.
And so I took a break, and now I'm kind of back into the game, if you will. And I did, among others, the short film that you saw, American Nightmare, and here I am with you.
You have chosen a very interesting angle for that story. So tell me more about that. How did you come up with the story, and how long did it take you to actually do the project?
Well, thank you. Well, first of all, I'd like to disclose that at one point in my life, I actually was myself an undocumented immigrant, but it happened to me in France. And so what I did is I went from Spain to France, and I worked over there picking up fruit for a year. And it was a way for me to make money so I could pay for my higher education. I am now a privileged immigrant. And I have noticed how the perception in this country and in other countries, unfortunately, about immigrants is so distorted. As if people are coming here illegally because they want to. Like, why don't you come legally? That's what people ask. Well, they can't. That's the simple answer. So based on that assumption that they can come here legally, there is a lot of judgment. And the judgment obviously is you're doing something wrong, you're doing something illegal, you're bad. And at times in the US, you're a criminal. That's how you're perceived. And this is for the simple reason that you are really seeking a better life for yourself and your family and your kids. So I thought, how can I make this situation real for American people? And as you know, recently, about a year ago, we had this whole situation of the separation of families. So what we know as of now is that there has been over 5,000 children that they have been detained and separated from their asylum-seeking parents at the border. Yeah. And what surprised me is that the majority of Republicans, which is the government right now, as you know, through President Trump is Republican, the majority of Republicans supported this policy. And to me, that was inconceivable because it's a policy that, from my perspective, violates basic human rights. Yeah. So I thought, how can I bring to their awareness that this is just not right? So that's how I did this story, very simple, by which I would say, okay, imagine if what's happening to them would happen to you. How would you feel? Can you now put yourself in their shoes and have a greater understanding? Can we then step into our common humanity and avoid these type of policies that are not helping them or helping us as a country?
¿Y qué quieres del futuro para ti mismo, para tu familia? ¿Qué te gustaría?
Creo que es muy importante para mí, para mi familia, pero más allá para la familia humana, justamente que nos demos cuenta que todos somos familia, que más allá de las naciones y de nuestra familia de sangre, todos estamos relacionados, todos somos seres humanos y es muy importante respetar los derechos humanos. Y creo que en este momento, tal como están las circunstancias en el mundo, hay mucha necesidad de defender los derechos humanos de todo el mundo. Y entonces eso es lo que me gustaría ver, un mundo donde todos los derechos humanos están respetados. Y más allá de los derechos humanos, yo diría los derechos de los animales también y los derechos del planeta, es decir, encontrar ese tipo de vinculación que existe entre nosotros, el planeta, los animales. Todos somos seres vivientes, todos necesitamos cuidarnos los unos a los otros, pero nosotros, como tenemos esa conciencia, esa inteligencia, somos en última instancia responsables por los animales, por este planeta.
Muchas gracias.
Nada.